Oh man, so Fantom up another 5% today and forming a critical pattern in the charts. We're going to be discussing in this video where Fantom could be heading to if Bitcoin can break through this critical level at 25,000. Now, of course, we know Bitcoin's been trying its best to form this head and shoulders pattern to break through that $25,000 mark. I mean, if we look at it from this other viewpoint, which we've been monitoring, you guys know we're in this ascending, broadening wedge on Bitcoin, struggling here, getting rejected a few times from 25,000. But if we do break out, I've covered off over the last few days how we could get a nice big move on Bitcoin, getting us about to that 30,000 region. That's where the volume starts to come back in again. So this is a critical levels for the bears to really not let Bitcoin get through 25. And if we do, many of our favorite altcoins which have shown relative strength can continue to benefit. And one of those is Fantom, up another 5% today despite Bitcoin being down 0.73. This is showing that the flow of funds does indeed go into Bitcoin, then into many of the altcoins. So in this video, we're going to break down those key levels. Smash up likes, guys. I'm here traveling, as you can see, for the next few days, but I am here to give you the updates regardless of in what format. So as you can see here, guys, Fantom's done a really good job, right? Initially, we see here in the February period, early Feb, we did run up to 65 cents, consolidated back down again, formed a lower high, and now we're having a good couple of sets of 4-hourly candles here, bringing us to 54 cents. That's nice. That's good relative strength. If we bring out the EMA ribbon, you can see here we're trying to reclaim our 4-hourly EMA ribbon, which is fantastic. But let's bring up the time frame to the daily chart. And what you see on the daily chart is how powerful today is. Why is it that we're getting a 5% day here on Fantom? Because we're bouncing from our EMA ribbon. We're trying to collect strength from this EMA ribbon. But this becomes far more important when I show you the consolidation pattern we're in, which is our triangle formation, which we're forming. Again, if all this TA is complete gibberish to you, ijaz.uk/TA. Take advantage of that, guys. Completely free TA course. A lot of people are like, oh, influencers just here to make money. I've put my TA course out for free so you guys can benefit from over a decade of TA experience from traditional finance and investment banking and learn from professionals, right? I didn't just learn this on YouTube. I learned it from professionals and I'm passing those tricks across to you in a free course. So you can see here the technical price target of this move brings you up to 83 cents, which is really nice in the short term and would signify a really nice, strong, higher high and a bounce from the EMA ribbon, which is fantastic. More importantly, when you notch that then up to the weekly chart, what do you see? You see, and you can see that I'm just going to go to clean the chart so you can see it a little bit better. You can see that we bounced on a key level on our weekly EMA ribbon. Can you see this week is now opening up above the EMA ribbon, which is really important. Bitcoin needs to do the same. Bitcoin cannot get rejected from its EMA ribbon. We need to get that close above. And if we do get that close above on Bitcoin, like I've covered off in many videos over the last couple of days, it could be explosive because there is a volume gap that will allow Bitcoin to fill that up towards that 29 to 31K region. But therefore, where could Fantom go? Fantom specifically, what is the opportunity? Well, I want to show you this. Let's bring out the VPVR. Okay, and this is on the weekly chart. You're looking at this now. So when you break through this level, look at the resistance we're facing here. The resistance we're facing here is equivalent to the resistance Bitcoin was facing here. So Bitcoin's at like this point where my cursor is trying to fight the resistance from the collapse here. Now, obviously, Fantom has shown great relative strength and has already progressed through some of the drop. Right? So I want you guys focused on this. When we dropped back here in April, look how quickly we dropped all the way down to the lows on Fantom of there on that candle of 22 cents on this weekly candle. Okay, so it dropped really quickly. Then obviously you form new lows down here closer to 16 cents. But what you're seeing is we've already built up some of that gap. But look what happens next. Look at the VPVR. There's some serious volume we're still contending with. So you've already seen a nice move here through difficult volume. Once we clear this level at 58 cents, the volume really does dissipate. And I can see us working up to $1.16, which brings you up to this level. Because we collapsed so quickly, bears created very little structure on the downward move. Therefore, we should theoretically be able to pick this up to the upside. And that is what I'm looking forward to. If Bitcoin can clear that 25,000 mark, I'm expecting some real exciting moves here. And that could lead to real exciting moves on some altcoins as well. Let me show you from another perspective by using the Fibonacci retracements. So if we measure from swing low to swing high, you can see where Fantom is, right? It's just bounced off its 0 level and it's heading towards the first level, which brings you to your 0.382 mark. Again, if Fibonacci ratio is a bit complicated for you, if you're not too sure, ijaz.uk/TA, there's a full chapter on it. Just go watch it. You don't need to watch the whole TA course if you haven't got time. Dive into the chapters that are relevant to you, head and shoulders, inverse cup and handle patterns, ascending triangles, whatever you're weak on, doji candles. Just click on that chapter and watch it and keep it as an encyclopedia for you to refer to whenever you see a pattern. Now, that brings you to $1.43 on Fantom. So these are the kind of levels I'm really starting to expect if Bitcoin does not get violently rejected from 25K. And I do have to caveat it with that, because this is where Bitcoin is sat right now. And I see a lot of people really excited about the Bitcoin move, and rightly so. But let's just put a little bit of context where we're at, because I don't want anybody to get carried away. And again, sorry for the charts, how messy they are while I'm here on my iPad, but I've just got to give you this emphasis. So let's look at the EMA ribbon, and you can see we are yet to be clear of this EMA ribbon on the daily chart, okay? 26,000, like I've been saying, a close above the EMA ribbon, and then it's going to be really exciting. Then Bitcoin has really flipped the control away from the bears and can start trying to move into a sideways and then potentially bull market. So that is what I'm looking from a technical perspective. Now, we need to marry that up with what's going on in the big wide world, because pre-market is not happy today. Yesterday, the markets were closed for President's Day, I believe, in the US. Today, the futures are showing Nasdaq is down 1%, S&P down 0.8, and 0.88 on the Dow. The markets are worried about prolonged interest rate hikes, about the potential recession, maybe later end of this year, maybe in 2024. People don't know, right? That's the uncertainty weighing in on the market. And this is exactly what I said. I expect 2023, particularly Q1 and Q2, to be very volatile. It's going to be very stop and start and juddery. Remember, you're trying to soft land this plane. It's going to be like, yeah, we got it. No, we haven't got it. Yeah, we got it. And expect the markets to be like that. I don't want you guys to get shaken out, because there will be days where you think Bitcoin's going to go to $1 million. And then there's going to be days you think Bitcoin can go to 0. And this is going to be further enhanced by this fears in the market. I mean, you can see today, you have risk on days and hugely risk off days. But I do want you to look at the Fed rate monitor tool, because we have seen a shift. And that shift we've been monitoring over the last few days. Now 21% of the market. This is not insignificant. Okay, so 1 in 5 people are expecting 50 basis points at the next meeting. This is huge. And this is starting to creep up. And if we see this creeping up, that means we're going to see red in the market to price that in. Okay, now this plays 2 factors. One, it means you're going to get red now, but it can mean after March the 22nd, if we only get 25 basis points, the market could rally, because it's already priced in 50 basis points. It will have to unwind that if we get 25 basis points. So you need to monitor that as well. Fear and greed index is showing 60. Again, here, I don't think that's going to refresh. Oh, it has. There you go. 60 on the fear and greed. So it's still sitting in the same place. But if we clear that 25 mark, you're going to see a lot of greed come into the market. If we get rejected from 25 on that weekly chart for Bitcoin, it's going to be bad. It's going to show that the bears are still here. They've not given up, and you're going to quickly see fear start to come back in the market. That is when I'll personally look to add to my positions. I'm not going to chase the green. I'm not going to add positions now, because we're at this critical point where it wants to go. And if it goes, it's going to go, and I'm not chasing those green candles. And if it gets rejected and comes back, then I'll be looking for strategic entry points. Let me know, what are you guys doing in the market? Also, another update I did want to give you was on this, which is Hong Kong and their stablecoins. Make sure you're clued up on this, guys. Hong Kong is gearing up to regulate stablecoins, and we know this is a trend globally. This is not just a Hong Kong issue. This is globally, with the US, with the UK, many other regions in Europe as well. At the end of January, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority indicated it may require firms to keep to their principal business. But I want you to focus on this bit, guys. Under this regime, algorithmic and arbitrage coins are effectively not allowed. Okay? It must be fully backed by high quality liquid assets and must be redeemable with their reference fiat currency at par. This is what I was talking about. A lot of the Coty people got upset when I was speaking about JED. I like JED as a project. I think they've done a great job launching JED, right? But you've got to understand, right now the regulatory market does not like stablecoins, and they're against it, and you've got to fight against it, and you've got to be ready for it. Doesn't mean you're not a great project. Doesn't mean XRP and Ripple weren't doing great work. If the regulators are against you, you're fighting an uphill battle. It's going to be hard, and particularly if you're trying to do algorithmically backed, or if you're not using high quality fiat currencies, what they deem as high quality, right? They deem fiat currencies as high quality. They're going to be after you, right? Because that's what Terra Luna exposed. So whether we like it or not, whether we think it's right or not, we have to be realists and understand, okay, what are the regulators going after? Therefore, those projects are going to struggle. They're going to struggle. We saw with XRP and Ripple how they can put you in a quagmire of just ruthless litigation which goes on for years. And as investors, do you want your money parked into a project for years and years with no clue of a return? It may be a good project, but you've got to make that decision. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Smash up likes. Don't forget to subscribe as always. Check out the links in the description, and I'll see you in